This Speedpaint started over a year ago and I just recently finished it 2 months ago, so I might be all over the place explaining what was going on, and I might forget to address some things. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. I decided on drawing PeanutButterGamer because he's one of my favorite YouTubers. I found his channel through Did You Know Gaming back in 2013 during Zelda month, and I've been watching his channel ever since. But I have to admit I regret picking someone whose work I admire as my first Speedpaint video, because I put unnecessary pressure to make it look up to par with other artists' work. I didn't have a preferred way to work, and I didn't have a drawing style either. I would just start putting lines on the canvas and see if I like it or not. This wasn't supposed to be a realism attempt. I wanted it to be a quick little drawing, just for fun. But once I started recording, it became a frenzy of, this has to be cool, and people think I'm a hack. And it went on and on throughout this painting. I pushed through it, but I decided because of my lack of experience with drawing caricatures, I should go for the realism route. I found out from other artists if you want to draw someone or something cartoony, you would need to draw from life. This was my first time drawing PBG, which means it didn't matter if I had the reference photo of him up. I didn't know what features should be exaggerated or what stands out about him that I could replicate well enough so that people would know who this caricature is supposed to be. I was having a lot of trouble with making it look like him still. I kept warping and liquifying his face because I noticed his nose was either too long or narrow, his mouth was too small, and so on and so forth. His face looked different every time I looked from the painting to the reference, and I didn't know how to fix the problems without liquifying or warping his face to get him to look right. I feel like maybe a grid would have helped me, but at the time I didn't think of it. So what I did was I overlaid the reference photo on top of the painting to spot mistakes. And there were so many that I decided to go overboard with the Liquify tool, thinking I could salvage it this way. And then I went on hiatus. During my 9-month hiatus from recording my Speedpaints, I have been drawing and painting traditionally as often as I could. Every once in a while, I would paint digitally, but the main focus was traditional. I felt like I had more control with drawing on paper as I had to fix my mistakes manually rather than constantly hitting Ctrl-Z or warping the picture. While I'm still not great, I think my work is a little more decent because of this, and I feel a lot more confident. I finally decided to come back to this painting because I wanted to see if I could fix it. I'm not a complete newbie to painting digitally. Digital painting was my first medium I ever learned, but that being said, my drawing skills weren't too good. I was used to using the basic Photoshop brushes for rendering, but around the time I was painting this, I was also starting traditional painting, so I thought it would be a good idea to use brushes that would give the look of traditional painting. But it was looking too much like a digital painting, trying to disguise itself as a traditional painting, because I didn't use the traditional brushes properly. So, in the end, I decided I would just paint over it with the basic Photoshop brushes, and I was happy with the end result. I did, however, end up using one textury brush for this painting. It was mainly used on his hair and beard. I was going to leave the painting at grayscale, but I felt like it needed color. It's pretty decent, but I really want to go back and fix his hair now that I'm looking at it again. I swear, I am not trying to be negative toward myself and this painting, I just feel like addressing all my gripes with it. I think I ruined the fun of it because I wanted it to be as realistic as the picture, which was such a dumb thing to think, and very unrealistic of me. But with all that aside, I really did enjoy the process of this painting. It was kinda cool to see my horrible caricature turn into a semi-realistic painting. And because of this, I pushed myself to draw more and be more mindful of what I'm doing. In total, this painting has taken me 14 hours to complete. Although it felt longer, I'm happy I kept the footage and decided to keep going with it. I'm not really a person who finishes things they start, so knowing that it's done makes me happy. Hopefully next time I'll be a little more easier on myself. I can't think of anything else to say about this painting, so I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you to anyone who stayed for the whole video. I hope I wasn't a drag to listen to. Also, if you have any constructive criticism about this painting or this video, please let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts.